when we moved in, we really liked it. However, my daughter, who can say quite a lot of words, one evening, my wife was calling for me. She said, "Oh, can you just check the bathroom? Because Sophia, my daughter, says there's something there." And I said, "Why? What's there?" "There's an uncle there." And I said, "Where?" "There's an uncle there. Behind you, Baba." She called me Baba. Yeah. I said, "I don't think so. There's nothing here." "Oh no, it's near the window now." So there is a corner window which overlooks everything.
And we're back.
Welcome back to another episode of Naik Bulu Tales. My name is Fairil.
And I'm Moe.
And we are here again to share more stories, more personal experiences. One of our guests' personal experiences.
Yeah, we're always excited to, get in touch with our guests. And they're like, yes, I have stories. Every time we try, I'll be honest, we're both trying to always find the right guests. Right? Mm-hmm. And so far, we've been good.
We've been getting good guests, good stories and freaky stories. Our last week's episode was really interesting.
We're going to try to level up in 2024. Yeah. And speaking of 2024, it's been 2 weeks in, man.
2 weeks in. Dang, time flies. Time flies.
Yeah, too fast. Let us. What do we do?
And it's 2025.
Yeah. Then it'll be another season.
Anyway, today. Well, before we go there, why don't we just recap real quick, Mo?
Yes.
What's Naik Bulu Tales all about?
Naik Bulu Tales. Well, if you translate it, it's basically goosebumps or hair-raising stories. And Rel and I, we grew up in the 90s without giving away our age. But yes.
You just gave it away.
Oh, damn it. Anyway, so we loved this one 90s anthology series called Tales from the Crypt.
Yes, man.
And that's where the Tales from the Crypt, the tales come from. Yeah, the inspiration. But those stories are very... it's kind of like Twilight Zone. Yeah. It's out of it. There's monsters, there's spirits, there's demons, and they go to their gore factor is the next level.
But we're also like every single Malaysian that when we sit down at a mama, usually the first topic come out with, kau pernah go santing tak?
Especially when we used to buy kampung, right?
Yeah.
And our cousins and uncles and aunties and everything, they're like, ada cerita hantu. Like, no, that was the thing. Like, exactly. Balik kampung raya, this is what we're doing here, as a campfire style.
Sharing more stories. And today, podcast. We have a fellow producer.
Yes, he's a filmmaker.
Does a lot of stuff. He's been doing a lot of things lately in the past couple of years.
Yeah.
And we're very happy to have him here to share his stories.
What an awesome storyteller.
Mm-hmm. So
Who do we have?
Today we have Isk.
Hello, Isk.
From Fisk.
Yes, Fisk.
Is that how you pronounce it?
That is how you say it.
Or Fisk Productions.
Thank you for having me here. We established it in 2010. And it was only about 5 years ago that we really got into filmmaking, indie filmmaking, budget filmmaking. It's been a roller coaster of a ride, but it's been okay.
But correct me if I'm wrong. Your initial content that you put off YouTube was short ghost stories.
Yes,
so you guys should check it out. Yeah, some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, it's on a channel called Oh Snap TV, and we really like telling ghost stories. I think we've done over 25 horror shorts. We call it Spooky Adventures. And I was actually starring it first as an investigator.
It's budgeted. You have to, right?
Yeah. We always got to use ourselves as talents.
Wearing many hats.
Yeah.
So it's a subject which I won't say familiar with, but I am very interested in, which are ghost stories. And I have to put this out there. I am a skeptic. So I am the type of person who in the past I would be studying at my table or doing something, and I would suddenly sense that there was something at the side. And there are two types of people. There are those who would just keep their head down and then continue doing what they do, and then later tell their friends, I think that place is haunted. But I'm the type that I would turn to look, and most of the time it would just be maybe a jacket on a chair or the curtain flapping. So I am that type of skeptic, and I believe that a lot of sightings this is just my own opinion, are subject to a person's imagination.
Yeah.
Because they want to fill in the blanks and think
That's
like,
true.
no, I have to have an answer for it. It was a ghost. It was something else. I do believe in spirits, by the way. It's not that I don't believe in them. And there are two incidences which have reaffirmed my belief that there are things out there which we cannot explain.
Coming from a skeptic's mouth, that gives it more.
I love that you immediately debunk it, right? But if there's something on the right, you're like, wow, nothing, right?
Yeah, that's. I mean, I believe in this stuff, but at the same time, to get the fear out of me, I was like, brush it.
I think where we're coming from, we want to believe,
Yes.
We believe in spirits as well. Rel and myself both have had encounters, but still, we're still like, is it our imagination or was it real?
Because we're creative people, right? Our imagination runs wild.
It does.
It does. Yeah.
It's like you're sleeping and you're scared a bit, and suddenly you're like, oh my god, what if it walks through the door, and then what if it does this?
Yeah, but I noticed about us that we don't go telling people the stories. If they ask, we'll tell. So I guess we don't. I don't know what do you call. We don't spread the rumor about these encounters.
Not really rumors, if it's true.
Exactly. That's
Jang,
it.
jang.
Jang, jang.
Anyway,
All right,
let's get to one
do
of your
this.
stories, man. We're
Yeah.
excited to see or hear it. Go ahead.
Okay, so this happened a few years ago. We were doing a short film, and it was a 3-person crew. We were wearing many hats. We were the crew and actors. It was my brother Faisal and one of our actors, Shaz. So we were shooting in Gombak, Batu 12.
Of course.
So
Gombak.
if you guys know Gombak, it's actually pretty deep in Batu 12.
That's where your previous resort was.
Correct.
Airbnb.
Yes. We had a kampung retreat there.
Right.
We don't have it anymore.
Right.
But so it used to be jungle area, and then it was cleared, and we had it for about 10 years. But it was only last year, I think, that we sold it off. But so we shoot a lot of our shots there because location costs money. So we do it at a place where we can shoot and film. So we were there at around 9 p.m. We were using a Sony A7 camera. We had our lights, and we had our spare batteries, and we had our Zoom sound recorder. Okay, and we were setting everything up. It was a simple shot. I think it was someone going out to throw rubbish from one of the chalets, and then he gets spooked by something, and then there's a jump scare. There are a few beats, and then a jump scare, and then done. Which is how most of our shots work. So we were ready to shoot. Fai switched on the camera. Everything was working fine. Then when he pressed record, the screen suddenly went blank. Now, this rarely happens. All right, and so he said, wait, hold on, I just need to restart it. So he switched it off, and then he turned it on again. It turned on. It was fine. Okay, we're ready to roll. Okay, and then he pressed record. It switched off again. Now I have to say that this area is lit, but it's not lit. It's just like how this room is lit, but if you take a few steps further, it's complete darkness. It's pitch black. So that was how it was. Now I saw he was struggling as well. What's happening? This never happens. He's more of the technical person. Me and Shaz, we were just oblivious. We're just, okay, because sometimes these things happen. So he managed to start it again, and then he decided not to call out roll. He just wanted to press record, and then it went blank. And I saw he was a little confused. So he decided I'm gonna change the battery. Took out another battery, and then he turned it on, and then he straight away assumed, all right, it's fine. Then he put it on the tripod, and then he pressed record. It switched off again. Now he did this a few more times before he decided, wait, it must be this battery. He had another spare battery. He changed the battery. He put it in. He did the same thing, but I could sense that something was wrong because it was eerily quiet. Now this area, Batu 12, you usually hear cicadas, you hear jungle sounds because it's very near the jungle. You hear the river, but it was absolute silence. You couldn't hear anything. It was just my voice saying, why, what's going on? And Fai said, no, it just won't start. And then our lights started to flicker. Now they weren't plugged into a wall socket. We were using batteries for the lights. So one of them turned off, and he said, oh, that must be the problematic one. We do have a problematic one. And then the second one went off. This is for our LED lights. So then Fai said, you know what, I think let's shoot let's shoot back at our studio, because we had a studio not too far away in Malawati. So we packed up our stuff. I drove back. We weren't acknowledging that something strange had happened, but I think it was going through our minds. So as I was driving down, I was driving. If I was in the back seat, he was still, befuddled with why it went off. As we hit Batu, I think it was Batu 10, which is where the traffic light is and where civilization is. Suddenly, ding! He managed to switch on his camera, and he tested record. Everything was working perfectly fine. And so we just sat in silence until we reached Melawati, and we shot everything in a new location.
Seems like you had an extra crew member.
Yeah.
That wouldn't let you
shoot
get the work going.
A problematic crew member.
Oh, wow.
So with this kampung retreat, just a bit of backstory, it was passed to me by my grandfather. And when he first got the land, it was jungle area, and he had to cut everything down. But there was one coconut tree. Was it a coconut tree? There was a large tree, a very tall tree, which he couldn't seem to cut down. Every time he got his gardener or worker to try to cut it down, whether it's machines and all that, they just wouldn't be able to. So he decided to call in someone special, like a bomo. And so the bomo said, okay, let me see what I can do. And then that night, the bomo had a dream, and he dreamt that there was an old man living in that tree. So the next day, he told my grandfather, you need to sacrifice a black hen, a black cockerel.
A rooster.
A rooster, a black rooster. So at the foot of the tree, because this is the home of an old man, and so you need to sacrifice something. So he did all that, and then he was able to cut down the tree, no issues. Machinery was working. He was able to cut, because every time someone tried to, they would fall ill. So that area does have a history of people falling ill, seeing orang bunyan, people who don't look like people, and but I'd never encountered it. But this was the closest for me.
I don't think I ever told you this story when we did the shoot at that place.
No, you didn't.
Yes.
We did a shoot there because
yes, you did.
One of the shoots we did, we actually shot at this kampong house, right? So it was during the day, and this is just to add on to it, because I can't believe I've never told you this, because it's your spot, right? So what happened was I was directing, and all the talents were doing their thing and everything, and then one of my friends came over to just check it out. She's like another business partner and everything. She came over just to check out the place, but she was quiet the whole time. She was like not her loud self. She was quiet, and she came up to me. She goes, "Rel, everything okay or not?" And I said, "Yeah, okay." She was like, "Oh, okay. Just do your thing. I'm gonna go back." I said, "Oh, okay." I was like, "All right, see ya." And she told me later what happened was she got there. So you know how you say there's a stream there across the bridge. When she was overlooking all of us doing our work across the bridge, she saw like 5-6 black figures looking in.
Oh my gosh, my caretaker has communicated with that family. They're always there.
Really?
She's Indonesian, and she would say things like, "Okay, jangan kacau, saya tak kacau, you tak kacau." And she says there's a family living across that stream.
Yeah. So my friend said she saw those shadows looking in, but she said they didn't seem evil. She didn't feel like they were evil, but she was a bit fearful of it, obviously, right? But she said they were just very, very. Her feeling that she got was they were very, very curious.
They're observing.
Wait,
did you tell us?
I told someone.
It sounds
I can't
familiar,
remember.
but I was like, but you didn't tell us.
I think I did.
We were still shooting when she left.
I didn't say anything until we finished shooting.
Completely finished shooting, right?
Yeah.
Wow. But
that's so interesting. So it kind of.
Yeah.
So is that considered evidence that there is another realm over there? Yeah.
I mean, I didn't see it. To be honest, when I was there shooting, I felt nothing. No bad vibe.
Same.
Yeah, we felt no bad vibe.
We stayed a night. We stayed the night.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I don't know if you remember, but
it was comfortable, nothing scary, whatever, But
because does your friend have a history of seeing things, or she just
not really
happened to see them?
She just.
But she knew it was off. They're not human. She knew that.
No, because she literally said all she saw were 5 silhouettes, like a family.
Oh, wow.
Across the river.
In between the trees.
Oh man.
Just looking on, and they were still. They were just still.
My
creepy as
caretaker
hell.
has seen them quite a few times, and
That's so interesting.
apparently, when my grandfather got the place,
Mm-hmm.
and after that incident, I think it's the norm. They did a pagar.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
did
yeah.
like I think it's an invisible fence
Yeah. Sure,
to
sure.
protect, because that area actually they are
Keras lah.
quite keras, and you have the nice ones who don't
Yeah.
disturb the curious ones, but
Yeah.
you also do have the ones who are not so nice.
Because this is probably their land, you know.
Yes.
From eons.
Their home, right? But yeah, that's really.
Wow.
I don't know why I
That's
never
creepy.
told you that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's pretty scary. So things like that do irk me. I am curious because I want to communicate. You know, I've heard stories where when they bring you into their realm, you know, 5 hours there is like 2 weeks in you know, real time. So,
Yeah, it's been nuts.
It's a good thing you told the story now, because now you get to see some feedback.
Yeah, exactly.
Because like, oh no, you're right about those people.
And I genuinely forgot to tell you until you mentioned it now. I was like, oh my god, wait,
All meant to be.
so that's validation. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
it's crazy.
So
anyway, yeah.
you got another story?
I do.
Okay.
This one's a little closer to home because it is at home. So my family and I, we moved recently. We're staying somewhere in Montclair. I'm not gonna say where because just in case you think it's a hotbed of spirits and all that. But we moved in a few months back, and I have a 2-year-old. So when we moved in, one thing you need to know about this condo where I stay is that there are empty units.
Yeah.
So the one next to us is empty. There are only 6 units per floor. The one next to us is empty, and I think opposite us, and I think above us. But so it's very low density. So it's a nice unit, and when we moved in, we really liked it. However, my daughter, who can say quite a lot of words, one evening, my wife was calling for me, but I could tell. You know, you tell when you're a husband, you know your wife is a little agitated.
yeah.
So I heard. So I came, and then she said, "Oh, can you just check the bathroom? Because Sophia, my daughter, says there's something there." And I said, "Why? What's there?" "There's an uncle there." And I said, "Where?" "There's an uncle there, behind you, Baba." She called me Baba. So I said, at this point, my wife was freaking out, but she didn't want to show it.
Yeah.
And then I said, "I don't think so. There's nothing here." "Oh no, it's near the window now." So there is a corner window which overlooks everything. So first things first, she knows the word uncle because she has uncles and all that. But she's also not at that age where she's gonna make stuff up yet. She's just into her terrible 2s now.
Yeah.
But at that time, I think she was just about to turn 2. So it was quite shocking. So I went in and I said, "No, there's nothing here." And to calm my wife down, I said, "You know, there's nothing." "Okay, all right." And then the next day, well, my wife was still freaked out, but the next day, she was playing near the balcony, and then she said, "Oh, uncle is outside. Uncle is outside." And then I said, "What uncle is outside?" "There, uncle outside." And I was a little alarmed because it's not like her to say things like that, and it
Right.
was all of a sudden. So I got in touch with a specialist.
Right.
Now I don't know if you guys know this, but Jais has a spiritual department. They're
No
basically like
way.
Ghostbusters.
No way.
Yeah. So and this guy has a lot of following. His videos always hit 500,000. I mean, this guy's an influencer, exorcist and all that.
We need to get him on the
So
show.
it's actually a public. They make it public.
This guy works for Jais, and they send him out to these areas,
Wow.
and he will try to find the cause, and then he's very well read.
That is very interesting.
So he does look like the guy from the priest from Exorcist. I can't remember. You know,
No
under
way.
the lamp. No, but he's
Right,
got
right, yeah.
Father Merrill.
The original one.
Yeah, maybe Ustaz Merrill. Yeah.
Merrill.
So
Okay.
Oh wow. Okay.
it wasn't easy getting him because he's actually quite busy. He travels the country to
Exercise everywhere.
exercise.
Yes.
So he finally came about maybe 5 to 6 days later. He came down, and he was wearing all white, and he had his kopiah, and a very pleasant man. And then I offered him water. I said, "Come in." He just looked around, and then he said to me that, "Okay, so what is it?" "Oh, my daughter sees things." "Oh ya, memang ada. Saya pun boleh rasa." So, but he he asked me questions. Is this? It seems like a lot of these units are empty. Are there a lot of people? And I said no. Okay, well there is something here, and it's nearer the room. And when I say the room, it was the room which Sophia actually said there's an uncle there. I didn't tell him. He actually just walked around, and then after that he sat down at the dining table and he said, yeah, di sana ada dan di sana, nearer the balcony.
So there's more than one.
So,
no, it's just probably the same.
Yeah, it's just like that presence.
Yeah,
Like someone has come in here. So then I said, okay, so what can we do? And he said, I will create a fence, and then I will a pagar, but I will also sprinkle some, clean. I will clean the house. Saya bersihkan. So I actually had to prepare a lot of stuff. So it was like bags of salt and sea salt.
Yep.
If you want to get rid of the posh ones. So the sea salt, and then there was black pepper. It has to be black peppercorns. They were very specific. Mineral water, and then limau. So so what he did was
It's a healthy mix.
It is. These spirits on keto diet. So anyway, so he put it all in a pail of water, and then he started to read, and I had to read with him. So it's usually like Surah Yasin. It's one of the scriptures, and he was reading, and then he read it. Then he said, okay, he's gonna do the fence. He's gonna walk around and cleanse and do the fence. And he walked around. I held the bucket of water, and then the salt was in a separate container which he held. So he took a bit of each, and then while saying ayat. So he did it all around. He didn't even did it next door, the door next door, because he said that it's empty there. So usually these things they settle in a place, and when there's no one around for a long time. So after he did it, he then, sorry, I'm getting it mixed up. I'm jumping straight to he did the fence. He actually exorcised the place first.
Oh, right.
So
okay.
how he did it, me and my wife were seated down, and my daughter was in between us, and we had our legs out. So we were seated on the floor, and our hands were on our lap facing up. Okay.
Oh.
He asked us to close our eyes. So we closed our eyes, and then he started reading scriptures. Reading scriptures, and he would. I mean, this guy is like the Eminem of
right.
Ustaz's exorcisms. So he was good.
Right.
I mean, I was like thinking, this guy's got a good voice. Then he started reading, and he was going into it for about maybe 6-7 minutes, and my eyes were closed. My daughter was very obedient. Her eyes were closed apparently, and suddenly my daughter screamed, screaming and controlling uncontrollably, right? And I put my hand just to try to calm her down, but she wouldn't stop. And then my wife also was putting hand, but we didn't open our eyes. And then after that, he ended the scripture with last few words, and my daughter stopped crying immediately.
Wow.
And then after that, we opened our eyes. I said, okay, sudah keluar. Tapi bila keluar, dia terketuk my daughter's face.
All right. Wow.
So your daughter felt.
So my daughter felt something hit, and it actually went out the balcony, because we had to open all the windows.
Naik Bulu.
Yes. Wow. So okay, and then that's when we did the whole pagar thing, and then I sat down with him, and my wife was asking him questions, and I was asking him questions, and he said that a lot of the cases that he goes to, sometimes it's actually psychological. So he's not the type that straight away is a spirit. So sometimes it is psychological. He said he's been to a few jabatans where it's because of stress, or because they've just got so much tekanan, so much pressure, that it affects them, and there's really nothing there.
This is a paid service. From government service.
So I think
discount.
I think you know how these things work.
It's like
token lah.
token. Yeah, like ikhlas lah.
Ikhlas. You give what you can. Because he is employed by Jais, but then he also does a lot of these things. So he's constantly traveling.
Wow. I just wanted to ask you, how did you feel when everything was happening? Like, because you're a skeptic. I mean, skeptic, so to speak, right?
So okay, maybe I had these. I think I expected more. I expected like he was gonna find nails or black rice or something around. But
That's black magic, though.
That's
Yeah.
no, that's filmmaking.
because
Yeah.
originally I think there's always that fear, someone is sending it and all
right,
that. So
yeah.
when he said no, it's just a spirit dwelling, then of course that was reassuring.
Right.
And I tried to see if he would do anything, sleight of hand, where he would
Right.
put something, but there was absolutely nothing. He was very rational.
Yeah.
And the thing is, when Sophia started crying and then stopped abruptly, and then when I opened my eyes, she was super calm. That's never happened like that before. So those are things which I cannot explain. And so I feel like there must be something there, or there must be some truth to the whole situation.
Right.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. That's so like wow. And then you experiencing it yourself. You know,
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy because if I was in that position, I'd be like, what the heck is going on right now?
Is your wife a skeptic?
No,
Ah.
she's a believer. So I try
Yep.
to balance it out. But actually, there was a bit of a scare a few days ago, actually, a week ago.
Oh.
We were entering our lift, and then my daughter says to my wife and me, he said, "Oh, Baba, there's an auntie behind you." and so this area does not have a pagar. So
Right.
Right. So they roam freely.
Yeah, and the thing is, no one stays above us, and we've heard footsteps and stuff. But
Right.
I just think, maybe someone has moved in. I just dismiss it.
Yeah.
Right.
But this one in the left, I said, yeah, there's an auntie behind you. And then is she still there? Yes, because my wife kept asking, what about now? And then when we reached our floor, oh no, auntie's gone. And then so the thing is, nothing triggered her to say something like that.
She just saw it. She was being honest.
Yeah, she was being honest.
That's the thing. I believe that all of us, we had a third eye until a certain age, and then we can't see them and talk to them anymore.
Yes.
That's why imaginary friends are probably not that imaginary.
That's true. There's actually something there.
Anyways, wow, man, thanks for telling your story.
We really appreciate it.
That was
It's really therapeutic. Thank you for letting me share.
You needed a platform to let it out.
It was very. I mean, the way you told it too is very engaging, but
Short and sweet too.
it was. I was pulled in, man. I was
Yeah.
pulled in. So
It's not
I'm
easy
glad-
for this guy. He has a short attention
Yeah.
span.
I'm glad that nothing went bad. I'm glad
Yeah.
it was sorted out and stuff like that. But thanks for coming on and sharing your story.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, let us know if there's a part 2. We're curious.
I will.
If you guys have any sort of similar experiences, you can write down the comments.
Yeah, ask us questions. You know,
And
been through it.
we'll put up his handle right
Yes,
next to him.
his
You guys can
socials.
follow him. But don't forget to subscribe, comment, and like Naik Bulu Tales.
Yeah.
Any last words, Mo?
We'll see you guys next time.
Yeah. See you guys next time. I'm Fairil,
I'm Mo
and this is.
Iskander.
We'll see you guys again next time.
on Naik Bulu Tales.
Peace out.